Why, hello there everyone, I'm the Kumo Sensei, and welcome back to another live stream. And yeah, it's been a little bit, about 4 days I think, since the last live stream, so it's good to be back everybody. And oh boy, next week is going to be a super busy week, because I got a lot of Tarantula orders to do, and a lot of appointments and places I have to be for next week. So next week I'm going to be all over the place, so I don't really know exactly if I'll live stream next week. I may do some random late night streams, maybe on like a Monday, like tomorrow maybe, or I will be streaming on Saturday, I believe. I should be free that day, but I don't want to make promises. But I hope everybody's doing well today though. It's been a little bit, honestly. Nothing much has happened for this past week, I guess. And I will give everybody some time to jump into this live stream so I can talk about some things. Because I am working on, okay, I'm going to talk about, the film, my self-commentary film that I'm making. And also, I really want to talk about the 4,000 sub special. Don't worry, it's happening. So, I'm just going to give everybody a bit of time to actually hop into this live stream so we can talk about it. Because it's very, strange. Okay, I'm still working on it. It's very short, so it's not that long of a 4K subscriber special video, which is the hentai discussion video of one hentai short chapter that I'm talking about. I'm super excited, but at the same time, I don't really know what to expect. Honestly, it could go either way. Anything can happen, but it's been a long one, put it perspectively, I guess. But okay, during the editing, I'm still editing the video, I guess, and it sounds, wow, it sounds more like a romance discussion rather than a hentai discussion. But then again, though, that is my preferred taste in the hentai genre. I'm not necessarily the guy that likes to goon a lot. I'm not a gooner. I like to be very collective when I discuss about things. And I guess this the 4K sub special for the hentai video, as I promised, is going to be more into the romance aspect, I guess. But I think people wouldn't mind that, because a lot of the hentai review videos I've seen is more for the gooners. This one is just more for my romance taste, I guess. So hope that clarifies some things. As for my self-commentary film, I haven't really started on the commentary just yet, but maybe someday. Do I play League? No, I do not play League. And the reason why is because League, MOBAs and Singe, like MOBA games, are not for me personally. And it's not that I hate League of Legends, it's just the fact that the MOBA genre is not my type of gaming genre. I'm actually more of an RPG guy. I like games that have really good narratives. And really, that's the thing that targets my personal inner gamer, or things that I find casually fun, like Pokemon. So RPGs or games that have really good storytelling or really good world building, those are my type of games. So if you're wondering what type of games I'm more into, games that have good narratives, such as Valiant Hearts. Well, that's a very old game now that I think about it. Fear and Hunger has a pretty good lore. And then RPGs like Omori, for example, or games that have like a lot of nuance, like Yume Nikki, those are my sort of games. Not necessarily MMOs or MOBAs. Those are not necessarily for me personally. But if you like those type of games, then all power to you. It's just that I like, it's strange to say that, but MMOs and MOBAs are games that I could never get into. It's just that, yes, it could be fun to play casually, I guess, but in terms of like what I seek for in a game, is not necessarily for me. Have I tried Black Myth Wukong? Okay, Black Myth Wukong is not a... Okay, I don't hate the game, but it's just personally not my type of game that I would play on a casual level. But if you enjoy it, then by all means, all power to you, because it's just not for me personally. I know that a lot of people have different taste in games, but my like when it comes to my specific taste in games, there are very few games that I like because it's not that I don't know how to say it. The inner gamer in me is not the same as it used to be. And you may be new to my channel, or you may not know this about me, but during college, I actually was majoring into gaming and simulation. So game design and basically programming was basically what I was getting into when I was in college. So, you know, I actually didn't major into, well, I didn't graduate with a major into gaming and simulation because I dropped out of that major because I was one of those very few people that saw the red flags in the gaming industry to where I backed out. Like, I backed out last second, essentially. So it was my final year in college before my transfer program. And what ended up happening was that during this time, the gaming industry was going downhill so fast, I saw the red flags and I backed out. One of my friends was actually, or one of my friends slash colleagues was also into gaming and simulation. He actually did graduated with his major and his degree into gaming and simulation. But what ended up happening was that when he graduated with his gaming and simulation degree, he couldn't find any work with his degree. So basically, he had a degree that was useless. So now he's going back into college to major into computer and tech. So I didn't graduate with a gaming and simulation major, but I was one of those people that was smart enough to saw the red flags coming, because at this time in the gaming industry, people were getting laid off, the gaming industry was going downhill, and games were becoming so expensive to make that like they were literally cutting people, like they were cutting corners. So like my last year in college, I just couldn't do it because like it just wasn't worth it. But that is my story, though, for those who are wondering what is my experience with games, quote unquote. Hello there, pigeon. But now you know a little bit about me, though. And it's actually kind of sad that I'm discussing about that, because gaming and simulation was actually one of those dreams that I truly gave up on, because I literally couldn't do it. Because if I graduated into making games, like I literally would not find a job. It was just that hard. So for any one of my viewers who are watching and they're thinking about becoming a game creator, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is extremely difficult. Like extremely difficult, because your chances of making it, or making a wage, any sort of wage making a game, is almost zero. Everybody tells me that you should go indie, basically become an independent developer. But I'm going to tell you this, even as an independent developer, you're still going to have to pay cost for the game engine you're using, unless you use a free one, that is, or things like sound effects, background music, sound directing. People don't think about this when they are creating a game, so you're going to end up paying way more than what you bargained for. So this is just my advice for anybody who's interested or thinking about jumping into making games or anything in the gaming industry. This also includes art as well. I did take art class for gaming and simulation. So this is just me trying to tell you people about the gaming industry. If I'm being completely honest, I think the gaming industry is something everybody should really back out on. Like I hate saying that. I don't want to say dreams don't come true if you want to be a game developer, but what I'm saying is that it's not an easy road. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a game someday. Just kidding. No, I'm not. I will never do that, because like it really does take a team. Unless you're super skilled and super talented. So here's the thing. When you're creating a game, you got to be, like, if you're just one person in a game designing team, you're basically in charge of everything. Sound directing, production, programming, coding, there are so many layers into making a game that it really isn't easy. Indie game about spiders. That possibly wouldn't be for me, but I don't know. I like storytelling, but if you want to go like bare basic beginner level into like programming, definitely start off with like Unity, like the game engine, or start off with Maya, because that's what they use in college to teach you programming and stuff. And then if you're majoring to gaming simulation, you will have to take a couple computer classes. Basically, they made me take basic programming, so like basic C plus coding and stuff like that. I didn't really get it, but hey, to each their own if it works for you. But I'm just speaking from my experience though. I literally had to drop out. Huh. Shut. I would appreciate it if you calm down a little bit on the chat, because you're just going crazy. You're giving me very weird vibes. I don't really like the vibes you're bringing, but I'm a very chill person. But I can tell you a lot about my time into majoring to gaming and simulation. It has its ups and downs, and some things are easier than others. I know that a lot of people think that if you're good in art, you can get a degree and get into gaming and simulation that way. I'm going to tell you this, as of now, there are so many artists that are struggling to find a position in gaming and simulation because like your portfolio doesn't really matter. I actually did have an art portfolio for gaming and simulation, but it's very interesting. I think I've shown it before actually. Hold up. I actually still do have one of my pictures right here. Let me... this is one of my portfolios. So this right here is it's basically an original replica of the original Pokemon design watercolor. This is... See the context of the watercolor and the art designs and the... Yeah, I know this Pikachu looks weird, but this was the original beta design of the Pokemon games. And this was essentially one of it was part of my art portfolio for my college years. Oops. But now you've seen it though. But I was pretty good in art. I would be lying if I said I was a master at art. I was just good in it, you know. But I wasn't professional, quote unquote, because that was something I was supposed to develop over time. Once I actually got into a program or something, into gaming and simulation. But I hope now you guys know though. That's sick. Yeah, I think anybody can get good at art. If you practice different art mediums and genres and styles, you can definitely get good at art though, I'll tell you that. Yeah, aesthetic of the Rogue Hero anime, John, I have not seen it yet. There is a really cool thing that happened on Twitter today for me. So I will talk about it a little bit after, but stay around, John. You're gonna find this to be very interesting. One of the creators of a light novel I was reading actually liked one of my tweets on Twitter. I was feeling butterflies today. I will talk about that in a little bit. I'm just waiting for people to hop on in though. Oh, thank you, Anna. Yeah, or Anna. I really appreciate it when people appreciate my art though. I don't do art anymore because I backed out from gaming and simulation, but that's a bit about me though. I think, okay, Shamrock, you have a good point. So here's my honest opinion about Solo Leveling Season 2 for the anime. It is very, it's becoming a bit too anime. It's so, this is the thing that I don't hate this in anime, but I find it pretty interesting, is when anime adaptations of Korean manga, aka manhwa, is adapted into like a Japanese aesthetic. It's not bad necessarily, Shenron, but if it kind of raises concerns if they're going to change too much of the source material. But really, it's just up in the air at this point. I don't want to be saying like it's terrible or anything like that. But I just want to give you my honest thoughts though. But really, we just kind of had to wait and see though. But it's really nice to be talking to everybody today because it's been a little bit since I last streamed though. But there, hold up, I need to pull out this tweet real quick. Okay. Okay, this is the, okay, hold up. Let me pull out the tweet I want to talk about real quick. So this is the tweet. So there's a, okay, so let me talk about this real quick. So there's a fantasy romance anime that's coming out pretty soon. And basically is Zuraboro. So Zuraboro is getting an anime adaptation. This is basically a romance fantasy anime that's adapted from a light novel. And you will not believe who actually liked this post of mine. I literally just retweeted this saying, now this is a romance anime I want. A fantasy romance anime, super excited. So this is the tweet I retweeted. And basically, guess who liked this tweet? Tobirano Izumi themselves, the creator of the series, actually liked my tweet. I felt so, oh man, I'm truly honored, Tobirano Sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu. Like, I'm just truly thankful because, like, that is crazy. When the creator of a series that is legit getting an anime adaptation likes your own tweet, like, God, I feel so proud. But yeah, that is what I would like to share. That was very interesting though. When the actual creator of the series of legit, so Zuraboro, you know, betrothed to my sister's ex, that's the light novel series. It's the creator themselves legit liked my post. My heart jumped 1,000 paces when that happens. Nani? Exactly, John. I just couldn't believe it. I legit just had to thank him in Japanese. Like, Tabirano-san, arigatou gozaimasu. Pilgrimmed. Is that like a new slang for the... Isn't that Roblox? I'm sorry, guys. I could be wrong, but Pilgrim, isn't that Roblox? Somebody correct me on that. I don't play Roblox if that's the case, because that's not for me. I'm too old for Roblox. Oh, okay, I get it. It's a joke. Fair enough, I guess. I'm basically out of my element, everybody. I'm getting old. I'll admit that. But it's very nice though, honestly though, everybody. But one thing I find pretty interesting is that I am still working on my short commentary film. So I am asking, okay, so I don't usually ask for requests, but so for those who are new to my channel, I am making a self-commentary film about my personal life up to this point. It's a memoir essentially of me talking about my personal life. I am looking for some OSTs and some like music, some background music. So I'm currently looking for music that is, I don't want to say depressing, but invokes some sort of sadness to some extent that isn't copyrighted. So like, if anybody has any good OSTs or any good music recommendations that isn't copyrighted, I think that'd be nice. So like some anime OSTs that has some sort of feeling or something. But if anybody has some, like, I'm going to make a post about it on my community section later on today. So Any OSTs is appreciated. I won't be using every OST that I get recommended, but just the ones I find interesting enough. Just for those who are, you know, wanting to help out a brother here on his self-commentary film. But I'm super excited though. I still need to start the script because I don't, oh, it's not really a script. I'm just going on as I go. But it's very interesting though. And by the way, I would appreciate it if everybody here will be respectful towards one another, because I don't want people to be spamming stuff, because I'm trying to avoid, like, let's just say strange behaviors and stuff, you know? And I know a lot of my viewers are relatively young, so I just want to give that, like, a heads up. I'll check that out, Baker. I'll check that out. But really though, I'm very intrigued about my audience, because I know my audience's age range, by the way, because my audience is relatively young. So a lot of you are around 16 to 18 based on my target audience. Come on, as I僕の英語は悪いですよね. My Japanese, I mean, my Asian tongue and it's really just getting to me. How old are you, Kumo? I've stated this before, Anna. I am 24 years old. It's kind of strange because I've aged backwards, essentially. So I am Asian, by the way. So it's kind of hard to tell how old we are at times, because people do think I'm like 16 or 18, but in reality, I'm 24. Yeah, I actually looked older back then, but I've aged very strangely, just put it that way. Better than most people have aged, I'll say that much at least. And I'm very open about it now, because I used to be kind of self-conscious about my age, because a lot of people have thought that I was 16 or 18. And this is a true story. When I'm working at my grocery store part-time job, which is one of my 3 to 4 jobs that I work, sometimes I get approached by young students or like a bunch of like random people trying to like ask what's my number or how old I am. And I've told this story before, but one time I was working at my grocery store part-time job, and some senior high schoolers came in, and they legit was walking around where I was working, back and forth, very strangely indeed. And then one of them finally came up to me and asked, "How old are you?" And I apologized immediately, because I just knew, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm 24 years old." And the moment I said I was 24 years old, the 2 girls ran out of the store. Very interesting story. True story, by the way. So, just a heads up, everybody. I'm older than I look. I'm not gonna lie though, I am looking for a partner. I am still single, but I'm trying, like, I'm not interested in young kids. No offense. No disrespect. Isn't it better to look younger than older? Yeah, I actually agree. A lot of my classmates that graduated, that I graduated with, whether it's college or senior high school, etc., a lot of them have aged very poorly. I don't want to be mean to my colleagues and my classmates, my former classmates, but they aged like 20 years. And here I am, aging backwards. A lot of people that do see me, they, like, after like a very long time, they just say, "Man, Sensei, you've aged pretty well." Yes, I have aged very well, as a matter of fact. Someone told me to stay here. Ropey, I don't force people to stay on my live streams, because, if you gotta go, you gotta go. And I will say this to everybody here as well who's on my live stream. If you have to go to bed, whether you have school, work, or something tomorrow, or if you're bored, or if this live stream isn't for you, I don't force anybody to stay. You're free to come and go as you please, because I'm not really one of those people that is trying to make it on YouTube or trying to make a career off on the internet. I just really just post for fun or post as an outlet, you know? And I know there's a lot of people nowadays who are desperate trying to make it on YouTube, Twitch, or somewhere. And I'm not that desperate, because I've stated this before and I'll state this again. I do not have any plans on making YouTube my full-time career. Like, I said this a very long time ago when I reached, was it 500 subs? I don't really remember. I've said this before and I'll say it again. YouTube, for me personally, I don't see it as a full-time career, but if it does happen, then it just happens. But I will not quit my job or, you know, quit on everything else for YouTube, because this is not for me personally. I will use YouTube as like one of my side incomes, I guess, but I will not use YouTube as a main source of income. In my personal experience and personal opinion, YouTube is not built to make, or to basically, how should I say this? YouTube is not made for long-term sustainability, because the internet evolves so quickly at this point that everybody's time on the internet they will just basically come and go, you know? This is me included as well. So I don't really see YouTube as like something that's like a 10-year career. YouTube to me is more like a 5-year career span, and then you're basically out of the game, you know? No disrespect to the people who are trying to grind on YouTube. And I do still get people asking on emails, you know, about advice. What work do you do, though, for real? I've stated this before, but I work multiple jobs. So, I work a part-time grocery store job. That's one of my jobs. My second job is my business I own. So, everybody keeps asking, what are all those containers behind me? And that is actually part of my, that's part of my company that I own, Laxo Legacy LLC. So my company or my business revolves around selling spiders, arachnids, and tarantulas. So that's my second job. Then during the summer, I'm a part-time dance instructor during the summer. Then I'm also a part-time stage actor. Although I am sort of retired from stage acting, I still do auditions for stage acting here and there. And what else do I do? I am currently doing voice acting right now as well. It's pretty obvious if you go on my YouTube channel, I have voice acting videos. So I am trying to transition from stage acting more into voice acting. And yeah, I also have a small part-time online office job, I guess you could say, for some side cash. And yeah, so it's pretty complex. Kumo, you really have a talent to turn small interactions to interesting discussions. Thank you, Anna or Anna. I truly appreciate that. Play Yakuza. So Yakuza is actually a game series I find more of like a meme than an actual game, because like it's very interesting, everybody. How many spiders are behind me? I'd say about 2,000-ish, because that's how much I work with. By the way, everybody keeps asking about like my talents and stuff. It's posted in my about section on my YouTube channel, but I've been doing spiders for over a decade now. I am a dance instructor, and I have been dancing for over 10 years now at this point. I was a street dancer, then I became a street performer, then I became a competitive dancer, and then now I am a dance instructor. And as for stage acting, I have been stage acting for over 9 years now. For training, for those who thinks I work out, which I do work out, I've been working out for over 9 years as well. And what else do I do? I do a lot, put it that way. I never really like wasted my early teen years, because like from ages 12 all the way up until now, I never wasted a day. Like whenever I had free time, I literally just watch anime or just go troll on the internet back then when I was younger. But for the most part though, most of my daytime was spent on training and basically perfecting my craft. So, you know, a lot of you young viewers nowadays, I don't want to say like you're lost, but you do give me concerns about your future, because for me personally, I already had a general idea of what I want to improve and what it I wanted to do, you know? And I started younger than most people, you know? Because nowadays, everybody's too scared to start, but you just really need to start, you know? It's very interesting. And I've said this before in my last, or 2 streams ago, I talked about it, you know, how I personally think the youth nowadays are really struggling to find what they want to do in life. Yes, Ropey, 2,000 spiders. I have a YouTube channel, actually, that shows my spider work. It's called Laxo. It is linked on my channels, on this channel, that is, if you want to go check it out. Like, a lot of you guys are new and don't know much about me, but I am a very accomplished person, I'll put it that way. I think I don't want to be like the guy who's cocky, but I do want to say that a lot of people, I don't want to say you guys are talentless, but I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't work as hard. Maybe it's because they're either too scared or they're not hungry enough to want success or something. Because, hold up, let me just pull up a notepad or something. Don't save that. I'm gonna close that out. Okay, Oh, this notepad is terrible, never mind. But, like, it's very interesting, honestly, to see a lot of my viewers so young, but also so little in accomplishments. Like, by the time I was 16, I was literally, I don't know, a lot of my viewers are around 16 to 18, so let me tell you what I was doing when I was 16. At 16, I was basically on my career path of starting my spider stuff, and then I was a dancer for about 3 to 4 years at that point, and I think I wasn't entering to dance competitions just yet, but I was getting to that point. And then I started stage acting, and then I started training. Well, like, it's crazy. And then by the time I was 20 years old, I was basically a spider master. And there was people that was in their 50s, literally 3 times my age, coming to me asking for advice, you know? So to see, I was very accomplished by the time I was 20 years old compared to most people. I wasn't rich by any means, but in terms of what I was good at, basically I was like a cut above everybody else. And not to mention, by the time I was 20, I was shredded I was like 141 pounds, or I was just shredded, man. Are you in any sports? No, I do not. Someone did try to put me into track and field, but I actually didn't want to do it. Because I used to run, this is true, by the way. This is very true about me. Back then, for my training, I ran 16 kilometers a day, 7 days a week. So that's an equivalent of 8 miles a day. I was not a lazy person. It's like, people think that because I'm a very soft-spoken individual, that I'm very lazy or very chill, but in actuality, I always had to do something. I was never a slacker, put it prospectively. And you have to remember, during my college years, when I was 19 in college, I was speaking 5 languages, essentially. English, Japanese, French, Portuguese, and Hmong. 5 languages in college. And I graduated college with honors. Basically, for those who are not in college, I was in the honors program, and basically, this right here was my honors cord that I was wearing when I graduated college, that is. I was a very smart individual, not to mention I was very hardworking. I don't really like to speak like I'm cocky, because I let my work speak for themselves. Did your family support your career choices? Sometimes family help you or slow you down in personal projects. Here's the thing. My family didn't really support what I did. It's more so I just wanted it and I went out and did the work. Like, it's your life, your choices, but that also is kind of like a double-edged sword when I say that, because it's your mistakes as well if you do make mistakes, and you kind of have to learn how to live with that. But in terms of family support for my career choices, not really. It was more so of like me just figuring myself out. How did I manage my time? Here's the thing. I didn't. I was actually very bad at time management to where it really hurt my personal relationships. And this is the reason why I'm still single now. It's because like a lot of my past girlfriends, my past exes essentially, the reason why it really didn't work out for my past relationships was because I was a hardworking person without a doubt. So like that was the good thing. Like I wasn't a lazy partner. But that was also kind of the downside. I was so busy, like, all the time to where I wasn't present as a boyfriend or as a partner. And really, I don't want to say I was a terrible partner. I did make time whenever I could. But in reality, like, I wasn't there when I needed to be. Because, like, I was just so busy trying to prove myself that, like, I didn't want to give up on my dreams, because it came to a point in basically most of my relationships to some extent to where it was either my dreams and my careers or my significant other. And I keep trying to juggle them both because I didn't want to sacrifice one for the other. And then literally it just kind of went out, you know? So I'm not gonna lie. I am a very lonely person now as an adult because I sacrificed my personal relationships over stuff like that. And now as a working adult, I finally understood how it felt whenever I wasn't present. Because dating as an adult, I basically feel the same way now as how my partners felt whenever I wasn't around. Because as an adult, you really just want a partner to be with you, but when you're dating as adults, like your partner is an adult already, you know? They have their own part-time job, you know, they have their own jobs, their own bills to pay, things like that, to where they don't have the same amount of time as dating as when they were younger. And now that I went on dates as an adult, I finally understood how it felt. It hurts. Like, it really hurts. Just imagine loving somebody, but they're just never there because they're out doing something, you know? So yes, I gotten a taste of my own medicine. So now as an adult, I'm looking for a partner that is, you know, that's someone I can just talk to. What inspired you to make your own YouTube channel? L. Do you need any mods for your channel? No, I do not need any mods, Leo. I appreciate it, though. I do have a mod already, but yeah. So this channel was actually a throwaway channel. I was at the lowest point in my life when I made this channel, believe it or not. And I told this story so many times in the past, but I guess I'll tell the story now. Basically, I went through a really bad breakup, and I was still kind of recovering. Because, like, I've been through... Here's the thing. In terms of my dating life, I've been through it all. Like, in terms of my dating life. I've been dumped. I've been left for somebody else. I've been cheated on. I've been stabbed, almost murdered to an extent. And then I've been, like... And I even got rejected. Like, I even proposed and got rejected. Like, I've been through everything in terms of, like, the romance sense of, like, the bad ending, you know? Everybody, you know, like, I know how it feels to get, like, the worst of the worst in terms of, like, dating. I've been through it all, trust me. You'll get used to it. What about your childhood or school friends, though? I want to tell you this right now. childhood friends and school friends, they do not stay around for long. Because a lot of my friends that I went to school with, they're no longer around town. They all moved, everybody essentially moved out to different countries. They moved out to different cities. And they're basically busy with their own lives now. You have to remember, they have their own families now. They're married, they have their own kids, their own bills to pay for. Like, they're not going to have the same amount of time to hang out as they used to with you, like after school and things like that. It's common sense, honestly. Like, yes, you can still call them every now and then or send them a text now and then, but don't expect for them to reply back instantly because they could be at work or they're busy with their own personal lives and things to deal with. Like, you don't, like this is something you just have to understand as you grow older. And this is one of the reasons why I'm very lonely as an adult. So I'm speaking from my personal experience to you viewers because a lot of you are very young and you may be at that point or you're not there yet and you will be there soon. But I really hope that that answers your question though, in terms of like school and childhood friends. They don't stick around long because at some point you will become an independent person that has to worry about your own bills, your own life and things like that. And it's sad too because like a lot of people will go down different paths. Like, you're not going to go the same path as your friend, no matter what. Some of my friends are literally in rehab now because they went down a very dark path. Others are divorced with kids. You know, yesterday I met one of my old, how should I say it? Old high school buddies, I guess. And they're basically divorced with 2 kids. 1 kid and another one on the way. It's just like crazy, honestly. Like, not everybody will get a happy ending. This is the thing that sucks about being an adult that you just have to accept. Is that everybody's lives will vary drastically once you become an adult. Because once you're an adult, there's no rules at that point. Like, there's no, like you have to go out and do your own thing now. And this is the thing people don't think about. People just literally think that, like, you graduate senior high school, you go to college, you get a job, you find a beautiful wife or something, or beautiful husband, you happily married, bing, bing, boom. That is not how it works. Like, once you become a legal adult, you will have your own bills to pay, rent is always due, and you're basically going to be working 24/7. This is why, like, this is one of the reasons why, like, I was so afraid of, like, not doing anything in my youth. So from ages, like, 12 all the way up to now, I just spent that whole time building my career. So, a lot of, like, so a lot of my high school buddies or senior high school buddies that were legit just going to their friend's house every now and then to play video games, chilling, hanging out. A lot of them are either divorced, struggling, in debt, rehabbing from drug abuse, or they're just struggling. It's crazy. Hello there, Leo. But if you don't believe me, the only thing I can say to you is this: you just need to grow up. I hate to say it, you just have to grow up. People will change, period. Time isn't the only factor that changes people. It's really the situations that happen once you grow up. Like, nobody will tell you these things will come your way. It will just happen. Like, nobody tells you what is a credit score, what is interest, you know, how bills work. Like nobody will tell you that. You just had to figure it out as you grow up. So my advice is to start young and start building your careers now on what you want to do in life. Because once you're an adult, you will not have the same free time, leisure, or the chances that you would have had if you took it when you were younger. Because once you're an adult, taking chances has significantly much more risk than if you were doing it when you were young. I don't know how to explain this any easier than what I am explaining now. But I'm saying this as like look, I'm not your friend, I'm not your brother, I'm not your father, but I am just a guy on the internet that you just found that is just speaking to you. But the reason why I'm making this statement now to a lot of my viewers is because a lot of my viewers are very young. They don't know what they want to do in life, and trust me, everybody that said they want to be a programmer, a computer engineer or something, a lot of them, they did not even go through those programs. Because, like, do you even enjoy... Let me put it into this perspective. Do you actually enjoy what you do? Like if you don't enjoy what you do, you're going to hate your life. Imagine spending 40 years of your life working for somebody else or working for a corporation that you hate. Yes, it pays well, but at the same time you hate it. Your life is going to be miserable. And not to mention, you're working so hard to try to pay off your bills that, like, you don't have as much time as you would with dating. Not to mention, you barely have enough money to get by in life. Huh, I found you, uncle. Yeah, call me uncle. Funny. Like, this is the reason why I legit started my Tarantula business, you know, and why I went for dance instructing, voice acting, stage acting, and things like that. It's because I enjoyed what I did. Like a lot of people are too self-conscious, but not enough people are self-aware. You need to be both. But please, though, I really just don't. Like, I'm just so tired of seeing people lying to themselves. You know, what hurts more than the truth is a lie. That's something I've learned in life, especially as an adult. And I'll say it again. The one thing that hurts more than the truth is a lie. This is something that, like, I understood earlier on, man. Don't lie to yourself. Like be honest with yourself at times, you know? And also be humble too. Everybody's heading towards a path nowadays to where, like, you're working a 9-to-5 miserable job that you hate. And I hate to say this, and I don't want to say that, like, you guys are going to be lonely, but the majority of people in today's time would die being lonely. And I hate to say that, but we're in an age to where a lot of people are becoming more and more lonelier. There are so many people on on this channel that stumbles upon my videos, and they ask me all the time, are you, like, how do you date? Or, like, what is some dating advice? And I could just not believe that. Like, bro, I'm gonna help out everybody here, whether you're a man or a woman. Dating for me has never been hard, quote unquote. Because growing up, I was surrounded by both males and females. Nowadays, a lot of guys just want to hang out with guys, and a lot of girls just want to hang out with girls. But that is not really a good way of growing up, society-wise. Like, you really got to diversify your friend groups. Like, if you're a girl, have some guy friends as well. If you're a guy, have some friends that are girls as well, you know, vice versa. Because once you start dating, I promise you, like, you're going to struggle a lot. And it's strange because, I just don't know how to help people nowadays. Because to me, it was normal to talk to both guys and girls normally. But to other people, they just struggle like crazy, man. Huh, Great Teacher Onizuka. Great Teacher Onizuka is a one-of-a-kind anime, my friend. I don't think I can put anything in relation to it. Sorry. I'm gonna say, I can't help you with that. That is something for you to figure out. But really though, I am very... I am not a wise person, by the way, but I speak from experience. You know, 7 more days to the 15th anniversary of Soul Eater dub. I'm ready for that, actually. And I'm also ready for the final season of Fire Force. I actually do think Fire Force is an amazing series. It ties into Soul Eater so well, and not to mention, it doesn't have any plot holes. I would even go as far as to say Fire Force is better than Soul Eater. Hot take. But, and the only reason why I say that is because, one, Fire Force doesn't leave any open-ended stuff. Like, there's no plot holes. And I also do like Fire Force's ending, Veil. Very amazing ending, by the way. But I cannot wait for the Soul Eater dub, though. People, you know, John, some people are asking for a Soul Eater anime remake. I think Soul Eater's anime's aesthetic is one of a kind. It doesn't need a remake, in my personal opinion. I just think it needs a proper ending, quote unquote, because the ending for the anime of Soul Eater just kind of ends, you know? It's very inconclusive. And this is the reason why I like Fire Force a lot better. The characters... Some characters are not as well written as some characters in Soul Eater, I will say that. But at least it concludes very well. And it ties into Soul Eater. For those... Spoiler alerts, I guess, for those who haven't watched Fire Force. But I'm super excited to see what they do, though. But yeah, very, very hyped. I remember watching Fire Force back in 2019, actually, when I was in college. Now I'm a grown man. Time flies. Here's my personal opinion about Jujutsu Kaisen's manga, Baker. And let me pull up Jujutsu Kaisen real quick here. Hold up. MyAnimeList.net. Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna click on the manga here. Alright, let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen real quick, because I do have some hot takes on this. So this right here is Jujutsu Kaisen's manga. And it's rated 8.27 here. I actually think that Jujutsu Kaisen's manga is kind of underwhelming. I'm not going to spoil it for a lot of people, but Jujutsu Kaisen's manga is not... It's okay, to put it at best. It's okay. I don't want to say it's like... Look, I don't want to say it's terrible, but it's not like masterpiece level ending, you know? It's just okay to me. And that's where I stand on Jujutsu Kaisen's manga. It is kind of underwhelming, if I'm being completely honest. And I will not spoil it for those people who haven't actually read it yet. But I will say that... it just kind of ends. And this is... And oh boy, I can't talk about this without spoiling it, because it really just ends. I'll just put it that way. Is it earned? It is. Okay, here's my honest opinion. I do think that some character arcs was earned, but a lot of it is driven by narrative. And you will understand what I mean when I say narrative. It is not like the power of plot sort of manga, the way it ends, but it's more like the narrative needs it to move that way, to where it moves that way. And that's all I will say about Jujutsu Kaisen. It's very interesting. My throat is drying out a little, sorry. I gotta get a little bit of water here. But, here's the thing. Be prepared, though. Because this ending for Jujutsu Kaisen, a lot of people will either say it's okay or it's really bad. Those are the only two things that people will say. I don't really think people say it's a masterpiece, but it's going to split a lot of people, I will say that. Because Some people did compare this to Attack on Titan. Let me pull up Attack on Titan real quick. And I don't really agree with that. Okay, let's just pull up Attack on Titan, the final season. So a lot of people compare Jujutsu Kaisen's ending with Attack on Titan's ending in terms of pacing. But here's the thing. I actually disagree with that. I'm not the biggest fan of Attack on Titan's ending, but I would admit that the character arcs were earned. When it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, everything is kind of narrative driven because the narrative needs it to happen that way, you know? So that's kind of the interesting thing. Oh, hold up. There we go. Sorry, the BGM kind of went off. You should do a voice acting. Wait, you should do a you should totally do a voice acting panel, bro. Please. Oh yes, a voice acting panel. That's a great idea. Because everybody keeps thinking I use AI for my voice acting. No, I do not. I kind of feel like Tarantula has some inspiration from Lelouch of the Rebellion, not gonna lie. I actually get the same vibes from that too, Heat. But I think, this is kind of a hot take, but I actually do think that, Code Geass actually has a more deserved ending than Attack on Titans. Attack on Titans was earned, but Code Geass is more deserving. But I don't say any of that as a bad way. Both of them are good under certain contexts. But I really do love Code Geass, though. That opening, though, by Flow Colors, that opening is a masterpiece. You know which one I'm talking about. You know. Jibun Wall. Yeah, that opening goes so hard. Man, I love that opening for Code Geass. Still one of my favorite animes out there. It's not my top 10, but it's one that I think about from time to time. But in terms of voice acting, though, definitely would. Here's the thing. I'm not qualified to teach voice acting as of yet, but I am qualified to teach acting. So maybe I'll give it a shot at some point. But really, we just kind of had to wait and see, though. But I stated this before. I don't use AI for my voice acting. Pouches are sick too. Yeah. I really don't use AI for my voice acting.
All of it is just minds. It's as simple as that. Welcome to the voice acting section of this live stream. It's not so hard in terms of range, control.
What are... Oh, okay, that is... Freak, that was 5 years ago? That was 5 years ago. The pandemic was 5 years ago. That's how old I am. I'm not gonna lie, the pandemic really put a dent in my life. Okay, hold up. I'm getting a lot of questions here. Let me actually move this over here. Me stream. Okay, hold up. JoJo's part 7 and 8. I think they're great. Part 7 is my favorite part of all time, by the way, for JoJo. Part 8 is pretty good. And that's all I gotta say. The ending was kind of rushed for part 8, in my personal opinion, but I still think it's good. The 5th anniversary of the coronavirus pandemic. Yes, I really hated the pandemic. Oh, good. I want to learn how now. I'm not going to teach you voice acting because this is something I'm not qualified to teach yet. But I am qualified to teach acting. So, I've had 9 years of stage acting experience prior to coming into voice acting. But I was also taught voice acting when I was still training at workshops for stage acting. Because here's the thing, when you're acting on stage, you need to master what volume is, because volume is key when you're acting. Because if you're performing in front of an audience and you're not loud enough, they can't hear you. So I had to take voice acting lessons, or they made us take voice acting lessons. But in terms of like, so I am not necessarily the right person to teach you voice acting.
Because voice acting is very different. People think this is voice acting. This is nothing. This right here is called range. Range is how you use your voice. Very interesting, I'll tell you.
And sometimes you can just adjust it a little bit. Just hit your vocal cords up and slowly change the pitch. And when you do,
It feels kinda funny. Yes, voice acting. It's not that hard. It's really the acting that counts. And maybe you too can also be a voice actor. But it's not for everybody. Everybody's different. So understand it. It's kind of frustrating at times because this is something you have to learn through experience. And yeah.
It's not that hard, honestly. It's pretty interesting because yeah. I don't do Yoda impressions because that's not my acting range. Sorry about that, Baker. That's actually impressive. Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. I'm not surprised at this point because I've been... I need to clarify that, like, again. People think that, like, I got good at acting overnight, but you have to remember, I've been training in stage acting and acting for over 9 years. Almost 10 years. Almost a decade at this point. So, like, for me, personally, it's not that difficult. You know? Sadly, John, I cannot do Takahito. Takahito Koyasu, his voice is too good. He's Dio, come on, from JoJo. I can't do it, you know? Kate, what should I do to learn voice acting? Study acting, period. I'm going to tell everybody this who's getting into voice acting, and I'll say this again. Learn how to act using your voice. Don't use your voice to act. Because this is something you have to understand. Yes, your voice is good enough, but what really matters more is how good you are at acting. If you're a terrible actor, it doesn't matter how good your voice is, you're gonna suck either way. Even if you can do 1 million voice impressions, you know, like, it doesn't really matter if you're a terrible actor. So, like, really, you just need to be good at acting. But for me personally, I can't really teach you voice acting because I come from an acting background. It's a different type of acting from where I come from. So for me, I studied film, actors, and producers and things like that, and directors. So like, I studied Kurosawa films, for example, you know, and I also study actors such as Michael B. Jordan. I mentioned this before, actually, like Michael B. Jordan, you know, other actors that I can think of whenever they come into my head. Ryan Gosling's another example I think of sometimes. Or, like, you know, you have to study acting to some extent if you want to get into acting. Not just voice acting, but acting in general, though. So, yes.
I've practiced, I've studied, and I put in the work. It speaks for itself. It's not that difficult, because I have been doing it for so long. Yes. Do I disgust you with this voice? This voice is kind of disgusting. I use it for impressions of, like, buggy characters. Or reptile-like characters.
or sometimes I just had to really just relax a little, you know. Because acting comes naturally. You can't really change it, son. Acting is natural.
Like, acting is like I don't know how to describe acting for you guys who wants to get into acting. You need to become a character. Don't try to do a character impression. When you're acting as a character, whether it's voice acting, stage acting, or something, you have to become that character. Like, if you do not become your character, you're not doing your character justice. Do you feel like some people are just naturally better at acting no matter the training? Anna, or Anna, depending on how you pronounce it, I actually have met people like that. There are some people who are just born to be actors, period. They don't come often, but I swear, there are some people that are just built different in terms of acting. I don't know how they do it. Like, I'm a stage actor, and I've met a lot of actors. Like, some people are just there, you know? I just saw I subscribed to you. Where are you from, bro? And is your channel based on fitness or anime? Okay, here's the thing. I am from the United States. And is my channel based on fitness or anime? Really? It's just me, honestly. I just upload everything on this channel. It's more of a throwaway channel, honestly. And I will admit that. So you can say it's a mix of both fitness and anime, if you see it that way, Adi. But yeah, though, and back to what I'm saying about acting, though. Acting, you legit have to train to some extent too, though. So,
let us get back into voice acting and acting. It's simple as that.
So, here's the thing. So back to what I'm saying. If you want to study acting, learn your range. Period. Let me actually put that up real quick. Let me change this. Study range. This is the biggest thing that matters. This is basically what I would actually advise people if they want to start voice acting. Is that here's the thing: you have to understand your acting range, and what I mean by that is you have to. Not every actor can play every sort of character. Some people may be better at playing villains. Some people may be better at playing comedy characters. Some people may be better at this type of character. And as an actor, and as somebody who's trying to, if I was to advise people, is to practice, record yourself. That's a great advice. Record yourself acting and figure out what you're good at and what you're terrible at. And then slowly just work from there and attend workshops whenever you can. That's where I personally would start, because I still do that as well. I still do record myself acting sometimes. Not at home, but at like whatever I'm at. And slowly just understand. Because like, you will come to recognize that not every actor can... Here's the thing, every actor has some sort of limitations to their acting. You can't act out, you can't do every character, period. That's just pure facts. Because if you're 60 years old, you're not going to play a 19-year-old in a show or something, you know? So you have to adjust as you get, with time. Voice acting is something that kinda... I don't know how to explain voice acting to people who doesn't understand acting, but people think that like if you can do a lot of voices, you're a good voice actor, but that's dog shit. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, why you it's not about how many voices you can do, but how well you can act with your voice. With your range, what kind of characters can you do? So, okay, it's kind of funny. I have a few actually that I know I can do. Narration, antagonist, side characters, dialogue expositions, and those are some I'm mainly known for. In terms of main characters, I really just like to go with the soft approach. Like, I find that if I talk normally, and if I talk like this, slow, soft, and not too intense, then usually I can play protagonist characters pretty well, and sometimes I even play as secondary characters. You see, speed and nuance in acting, just by speaking like this, is more than plenty. And this is something you have to understand. Like, people think that like doing a lot of voices matters, but sometimes speaking faster or slower can change your character drastically. I'm speaking from experience too, by the way. I don't speak out of nonsense. Huh. My voice is not deep, it's like soft. It's like you're voicing Madara Uchiha from Naruto.
I am Madara Uchiha.
No, I can't do it.
Madara Uchiha and those deep voice characters are very interesting. Sometimes, people kind of, how should I say this? It really comes and goes for people.
But here's... Okay, let me explain. You don't really need to have a lot of different voice acting. Like, you don't need to do a lot of different voices, you know? You just need your voice, and you just need to be good at acting, period. Trust me, man, I'm going to help out everybody here. Maybe I would do a session of where I can actually teach, but I don't know, maybe not in this live stream. You can, bro. You just have to go and flow. And what characters do you prefer to act as? You know, I've stated this before, and I'll state this again. Even as a stage actor, one of my biggest dreams in stage acting in general, of all time, was to always play as a main character, the main protagonist. But I always got typecasted into playing villains or side characters. Because it's not that I was a bad actor, it's just that there are better actors for that role. And one day, I would like to play as a main character someday. Like, an actual main protagonist. That is one of my lifelong dreams. It has never happened, but someday. Like, there are times I have played as some main characters, but like, in terms of like, stories with just one main protagonist, have yet to be that character. But someday, though. Someday. And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm super picky about how I look whenever I'm stage acting. Like, I'm super picky when it comes to my stage acting looks. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but I have a lot of stage acting makeup. I have a lot of hair products. Like, I am super good looking on stage, I'll tell you that. I am like a 2 out of 10 here, but on stage, I'm a 10 out of 10. I look like an anime character whenever I'm on stage. So one of my last stage plays I was in, I had hair paint, and I painted my hair white. So hair paint is like temporary hair dye. You can wash it off, essentially. I had this beautiful, beautiful white hair on my head. I look like Kaneki in a way. And I had like a... my hairstyle was kind of like a 2-block perm, essentially. Japanese hairstyle. And I looked so hot. And I had my eyeliner on and a bit of foundation on. I look so good. Oh my god. Not to mention, like... Not to mention I was partially dressed. So like my beautiful... Oh man, I look so handsome. It's like I want to marry myself when I saw myself. I look so good. My god. It's crazy. I'll tell you this though. On this channel, I prefer to just relax myself because I don't want to be good looking anymore, you know? So this channel, I can just be myself. Yeah. So, this is me at my default level. I don't style my hair at all. I don't put on any makeup. I don't try to look handsome. This is just how I naturally look. However, if I do go out, or if I'm going on a date, or if I'm doing a stage play, I look like a 10 out of 10, honestly. I am actually pretty good looking whenever I want to be. It's kind of strange. A lot of people be like, what? You wear makeup? And I'm going to tell you this. In Japan and in South Korea, guys normally wear makeup to some extent. Sometimes they put on just base foundation. Some put on eyeliner. But, like I'm surprised it's not a common thing, I guess, in some countries. But, yeah. I still do have my makeup kit up here. Hold up. I've shown this before. Right here. So this is my makeup kit. As a guy, yes. I'm a guy with a makeup kit. And oh my gosh, man. Y'all people just... A lot of people... Like... like, a lot of people think that, like... You know... I'm just a guy here. But since I'm a stage actor... Like, you kind of need this makeup stuff. But I am good looking though, whenever I choose to be. I always tell my my audience this, and I'll say it again. I'm actually a pretty good looking guy. Like, I just choose not to be, because I'd rather just be myself on stream. So it's kind of funny to say this. If you ever see me in person, you probably won't know it's me, because if I'm outside, I'm going to look and dress completely different. Period. Like, I'll look completely different. Carp. I'm glad it's not more common. What takes so much time daily. Not really, honestly. You'd be surprised how quick you can go if you're a guy. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a country basis, you know. Adi is definitely a country basis thing. And I'm going to say this too. This is very strange to say this, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to like everybody who's watching this, but this has to be like an Asian thing. But do people just not dress well? Like, if you ever go to Japan or South Korea, their style is so clean. Like, that's how I dress. Like, I dress extremely clean. Like you seen those if you ever seen like a city clip of like Japanese people out on the streets, or in Korea, like with the Koreans and whatnot, everybody has very sharp and clean fashion. You know? I do not see that here in the United States or like in the West. People dress very, I don't want to say ew, but they don't dress that well. I mean, trust me, I live in the United States here, where everybody else, I guess. But my fashion is more towards how the Japanese and Korean people style their clothing. I actually have very good style. Whenever I'm out in public, that is. not indoors like here, but out in public. I dress very well. Like, I have like during winter, I have like a red jacket, and then I put on a black coat. Man. I think Japan could have their own fashion lines, not so much mass-produced cheap clothing. I promise you this. It is not about how expensive the clothes is, but how you wear it. It's strange to say that, but it's my honest opinion here, though. Like, I go to really cheap thrift cheap thrift stores and things like that to buy clothing at times, and really, I promise you, like, you can make any clothing look good if you know how to fashion yourself. Sometimes the clothes you'll find at like cheap stores may have a lot of wrinkles in it, but if it does, just iron out the wrinkles, like all the wrinkles and stuff, and then clean it right, wear it right. Trust me, I buy cheap clothes all the time, and people think I wear Gucci or something, you know, or like Wayfair, or like, you know, Calvin Klein or Polos. I actually buy really cheap clothing brands, and what I do is I just wear it with style. Like, you just, I don't know, you have to understand how the Japanese and Korean aesthetic works, because once you do, you can legit fashion yourself better. Thank you, Anna. You're good looking with or without makeup. I don't think a person can be so much better with just makeup. I wish that was the case, but I'm still single though. Ugh. That hurts the most. I believe Japan is very proud. They have a clear distinction if something was produced in Japan. I'm going to tell you this right now. Almost the majority of brands that are popular in Korea and in Japan are American brands. Lululemon, Calvin Klein, Polo, Wayfair. Pretty much all of those brands are either European brands or American brands, or Western brands, essentially. There are very few. There's actually very few Japanese brands that are super, super popular. There are a few, but the majority of the good ones that people wear are usually European and Western brands. And I'm just speaking pure facts here. Like, it's crazy to say that, but you're probably not in touch with Japan too often. But I'm just speaking, though. I'm just speaking. Well, someday, though, I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I don't mind styling my hair and going back on point to being good looking again for you guys. But I'll do that at 10k subs. Or 10k subs, I'll consider it. You know, getting back into style again. But I have a very specific type of style I like, though. You know? Well, Adi, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't force anybody to stay on my live streams. So, yeah. But I'm just so surprised at, like, the fashion differences, I guess. Because a lot of people... Because... this is probably the biggest culture shock, is the fashion. Like, I have... Hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second. I do have some... I'm going to show you some of my clothing real quick. Give me a second. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Just let me move this real quick. So this right here is one of my coats that I wear, and so this is actually my jacket. It's cotton, by the way. It's a cotton red dyed or burgundy red dyed jacket, and this is my black coat. So I actually double wear this. So let me hold up. Usually I wear a shirt on, but I guess not today. But usually I wear a shirt on, but I guess I'm too lazy to get a shirt. But this is how you start a style, baby. Like, it's crazy, honestly. I don't know why people's style is not so great, especially in other countries compared to us here. But let me just show you a bit of my fashion. So this is like a starters 101, baby. So this is how I usually start my fashion. And I do have my earrings. I'm gonna put these on, actually. I need to put on my earrings. Because it's very interesting. I need my mirror real quick. Hold on. Let me put my earrings on. Sorry, everybody. I'm still here. I just need to put on my earrings. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm back. Okay, so I have my earrings on now, as you can see. And then usually what I do is... sorry. I usually like to put... Since it's winter, this is my winter clothing, I guess, or how I dress. I usually wear a shirt under this, but I'm too lazy to get a shirt. And I actually have... So I actually have this here. This is actually my Revlon hair straightener. So, yeah. Hold up. I have another straightener. Let me find it real quick. So, this right here, everybody. Let me turn off that text real quick. Well, actually, this changes to fashion. Fashion. If I put fashion. Fashion. Let's say Japan. Whoop. Japan / Korean fashion. So, back to what I'm saying though. I have another hair straightener here. So this is actually my tighter, shorter hair straightener. So usually I use this for the front, just so I can do some temporary perms. If you don't know what if you don't know your hairstyles, then search up Japanese hairstyle perms, and then you'll see what I mean. So I have 2 hair straighteners, and let me show you some more stuff real quick. Hold up. So this is actually one of my hair dryers that I use. So this is a hair blower that I use. It is I think it's a Wavy Talk. But the only reason why I use this brand here, is because it has different attachments. Hold up. Caught that. So this stuff here comes with different attachments, and usually I use this for like very specific types of hairstyles. So that's why I use this brand specifically, because it has different attachments. But I have pretty good fashion though, like in terms of like most people. Hi. Come inside. Okay. Well, but essentially though, usually I put this on. Just imagine have a shirt under this, but so you're seeing abs instead. But usually though, this is definitely how I would dress like, somewhat to an extent. Hey, dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Hey. Well, this is certainly one of my fashion styles. You could definitely see the Asian aesthetic already. That's crazy. And my hair is not even done. Oh my gosh. Nor is my makeup. But yeah, I have very good style though. Is what I'm essentially saying. It's crazy how, like, in comparison to most Western countries, they don't dress in style like how most Asians like me should have done it. But this is such a wow. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. I just put on a jacket and a coat and my earrings on. I didn't even style my hair or put on a shirt, and I'm already pretty decent. I'd say maybe like a 5 out of 10 already. Maybe if I did my hair though. Y'all should have saw me though. Please do a full style. So, if you look at my skin here, you can definitely see a little bit of acne scars. But That's why I put on foundation. Foundation hides the acne scars. Sometimes I will put on a little bit of eyeliner, so that way my eyes look a bit more sharper, because it's not too bad. My eyebrows, though, they're still fine, but I do actually trim my eyebrows. Actually, where's my makeup kit? Oh, here it is. So I use this right here. So this right here is what I use to trim my eyebrows. So the reason why I use this right here is because it has its own light. If you look, so it trims your eyebrows to make it look on point, and it actually makes you look really decent. Your abs secret. Ha ha ha. Nah, my abs are okay, I guess. Oh, my chair fell. Sorry about that. No, my abs are no secret. You just gotta train it and have a low body fat percentage. But I have very good style, though. My style is never poor when I'm out. So basically what I'm saying is that how I look here and how I look outside is completely different. I would say that. You will not know it's me. Unless I'm working, that is. When I work, I don't really put on anything. But if I'm out hanging out with friends, or I'm out doing a stage play, I actually do, what you call it? I actually do put on a lot of stuff. Not a lot of makeup, essentially. It's not what I'm saying, but I put myself into style to where I look like a completely different person. Someday, you will see a full style, Anna, but as of now, I'm just self-conscious, you know? I don't like it when people compare me whenever I'm at my peak. I prefer if people just judge me the way I am now, you know? You just have to do something to your hairs. Other things are fine. Man, my hair is okay. I don't I leave my hair the way it is, but I have very, very, very specific taste in hairstyle too. I actually do have some hair products. Hold up. So I do use hairspray. So Suave, this is the hairspray I use for my hairstyle at times. And I've already discussed about this though, but yeah, this is what I use for my hairspray. And then combined with the hair straighteners that I had, which I just showed earlier, that's really how I style my hair though. My perms are not, I don't do permanent perms with the twist because those makes my hair too wavy. I like my perms to be slightly wavy, but not curly, if you understand what I'm saying. So I have very, very specific taste and style. But someday, everybody well, not everybody, but someday you viewers will see it someday. But just not now, because, like, the reason why I like this channel is because I can just be myself, you know? I don't have to worry about always looking like a Kadashi, you know? Or boyfriend in Japanese is what you call it, you know? Yeah, do something. It's like messy hair. Adi, I don't know what your fashion sense is, but you're from India, so you should have some sort of hairstyle decency, I think. I don't know. My hairstyle is very Asian, I'd say that. Someday, everybody will see my style, though. And trust me, I'm very good at my style, too. I will be on point, but you will not know it's me. I don't think there'll be a comparison. It's just different styles. Yeah, I guess so. I am, like, crazy, man. Like, I'm very specific about what I wear. Even when I go on dates. I went on a date, last week, actually. Yeah, it was nice, but couldn't find the right person, though. Still am single, sadly. But, yeah. I try... Yeah, that's actually one thing about me. When I go on dates, I don't really like to go all out on looks. Depends. I agree, Audi, to some extent. But here's the thing, though. When I do go on dates, everybody, I try not to go too strong on the looks. because then, like, this is something people will not tell you. It's something I learned in stage acting. If you look really good, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Like, period. So like, whenever I show up looking really handsome, like I'm on point, like an Asian Japanese model or something, it makes me so invulnerable for making mistakes. I can make 1,000 mistakes and like my date will be like, "Oh, that's fine. That's fine." I'm like, "I can't do this. No. That's not for me personally. I just want to be myself." But I know my taste and style though. My taste is not poor, quote unquote. People, that is one thing I'm going to teach you about life. If you're handsome or if you're super good looking, people will give you a pass. Like, you can legit do something terrible, and if you're super good looking, sometimes they'll just let you get by. I promise you. It's strange to say, but it's just something I'm speaking from experience, man. Like, there are times I screw up so bad, but since I'm so good looking, I give like the ladies a little wink, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're fine. I'm like, okay, fine with me, I guess. So like for me, finding a date is very hard because like I said this before and I'll say this again. I'm a guy that's looking for my forever partner now. I'm not young anymore to where like I care about looks. I really do not care about looks. So yeah. If you want to know what is my personal taste, I'm just looking for a woman I can talk to. Because as an adult, like, work is very tiring. So really, whenever I get home from work, I just want a partner I can just talk to. You don't have to be good looking at all like I am, or you don't have to be fit, skinny, fat, tall. I don't really care. I don't care about looks anymore. You're not young anymore at 24? 24, bro, is very old for Asian years. Like, I'm still looking for my partner, though. I've went on a lot of dates in secret. I don't really mention that on stream because that's more my personal life. So, you know. What's your height? I'm 171 centimeters tall. I'm not that tall, by the way. I'm very short. 171 centimeters tall. So that's 5'7". 5'7.5", sort of. Almost 5'8" to some extent. Adi, you're so young. It's crazy. You shouldn't be worrying about life. You should just be worrying about doing whatever at your age, you know. Focus on building a career. Because at 18... I already accomplished a lot at 18. That's crazy now that I'm thinking about it. At 18, I was a Spider Master. I think that was more towards the end of my dancing career, of my competitive dancing years. And then by that point, I was already studying 4, going on to my 5th language. I miss being 18 though. Being 18 was very fun. I'm 24 too. That's funny. I guess we're both 24 and still single. We gotta find somebody, baby. But I'm looking for a partner though, everybody. Because, like, I'm at a point in my life now to where I'm looking for marriage. I hate to say it, but I am. I don't want to say I want to get married immediately, but I'm looking to date in hopes of getting married. Because I don't want to get, you know... I don't want to be too late to where I'm too old, you know? You're only going to be young for so long. I look like that. That's funny. It's self-made. That boy who draws. Hey, hello there, the boy who draws. I like that name. It's very unique. But back to what I'm saying, though. I'm good looking, but I'll prefer if I can just be myself. So I'm looking for a partner that is willing just to accept me for who I am. Not because of how I look or where I come from, you know? I'm still trying to figure some stuff out, actually, in life. but a lot of my main problems has been solved. By the way, I mentioned this before, but dating back then was very hard. It was not. I'm lying. It's not hard, but it was different back then than how it was now. College is the best place to find life partner. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. Adi, I'm gonna tell you this right now. College is the best time to socialize, not the best time to start finding your life partner. And I'm speaking from experience. I've already graduated college. Because you should use college as a way to start socializing with people into entering into the adult world. But I will not use college as a way to find your life partners, because when I was in college, everybody was legit. I don't want to say this. Let's just say everybody was swinging around, put it that way. Like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Yes, some people do find their life partners in college, but for the most part though, college is more of a time of socializing and less time of dating. Because I've been to, I legit been, I've already been through my college phase. I know, I'm speaking from experience. And trust me, you have to remember, when I was dating in college, the woman I was dating cheated on me. You have to understand that, man. People will swing around during college years. No one's going to stick around forever. And then once you graduate college, you're most likely not going to see those people again. Because a lot of college students are either foreign exchange students from different cities, different countries, or they're going into different career paths to where once you graduate, that's it. You're not going to see them again. College, in my personal experience, during my personal opinion and experience, was not a time for dating necessarily, more so of a time for socializing into the adult world. And that's what you should use college for. I know people use college for an education. That is true, but also use college as a way to start socializing. So that way, once you become a full-grown adult and you're independent, you won't struggle as much in terms of job interviews, job meetings and things like that. That's what college helps a lot out for a lot of people. College is a temporary new life, bro. Bro, I'm gonna speak. You are so young, man. If you speak like that, you're gonna be miserable. I promise you that. You're looking like college. When you're in college, nothing. People think that once you enter college, everything will come your way. But in reality, that's not how it works. You kind of have to go out and do the work, you just don't. A college party doesn't just show up to you. You have to attend to a college party or get invited to a frat party or something. People think that college is the end all be all, but I promise you, college is only a 4-year phase or a 2-year phase or however long or whatever program or degree you're getting. And I don't want to sound mean, but I'm just speaking from my experience and when I basically my time in college. It's not people just need to. I don't want to say people need to grow up, but people need to be realistic here. I am not in college. I am in business. Boy, let me tell you this. I am in business as well. I own my own business. Dude, Adi, I'm gonna speak. I'm speaking to you as if you're my friend, even though I do not know you. You act like you have everything in check, but I promise you, it is not going to go the way you expect. Because you're 18, and unless you already have a team in business, you're going to be struggling a lot, dude. Because I own my own business. Laxo Legacy LLC is right behind me. You can literally see my business behind me. I do the accounting, I do the taxes, I do the paperwork. Yeah, I literally do inventory. I do all of it. But the thing about me was that I started when I was young. So by the time I was 18, I was already a one-man working business. I can do all the work myself, What you need to do, Adi, if I was you, is that you need to start reaching out. Because it doesn't matter how hard you work, everybody. If you do not have the connections, no matter how hard you work, you're going to struggle a lot more. Because yes, people will tell you that they're self-made. To an extent, that is true. A lot of business owners are self-made to an extent. But you have to understand that you need to be at the right place at the right time to be successful. Because I own my own business, but you need to understand that I have connections and people I work with. Like, if I do not have those connections, my inventory behind me will be nothing. My connections, like finding the right products that I need to sell will be difficult. Like, you need to reach out, literally. You say it's not a big event and I can manage well. It's like $60,000 per month. Bro, that doesn't mean anything. How long have you been running your business? You're only 18. Like you're either lying to me or your numbers just don't add up. Because you say $6,000, but how about expenses? How about cost of running? Taxes? Like, because you're not making, because you say $6,000 per month. That is basically your gross revenue. What is your net income? Like, what is your net income? Because I don't believe it's 6,000. Because if it's 6,000, that means that in 1 year you will make $72,000. But you're not taking into consideration of taxes and not to mention expenses, because you had to pay for feeding your chickens, right, and things like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not self-made, boy. Okay, yeah. That's why. You have a, okay, so you have a generational, okay, so it's a generational business you have. So that beats the whole purpose then, because it basically nulls everything I just said, because it's not necessarily your business, but your family's business. Okay, that makes much more sense. Okay, yeah. So, okay. That makes more sense. You should have said that from the beginning. For God's sake. Oh my God. Man. I swear, people act like they're self-made and then they just grow up in inheritance from their parents, acting like they're self-made. Oh my God, that's just so funny. Yeah, but that makes more sense to Adi. I get you now. It's your father's business. That makes sense. That's understandable. I appreciate that though. And I was like, man, that does not make sense to me, because I was like, you're 18, already on a business, make $6,000 a month. I was like, oh wait, it's your father's business. That makes much more sense. It's not necessarily your business yet, but it will be soon. It's 6,000 net profit after cutting taxes and fees. Yeah, it makes more sense now though, Addy, because like you mentioned earlier that it was, bro. This is what I'm talking about. That's crazy. But you get what I'm saying though. A lot of people nowadays will struggle to make a living. But tying everything back into college, like I don't want to get too into business. I want to jump back into college because it just ties back to my point. Like, college, in my personal opinion, is a time to start networking and socializing. It shouldn't really necessarily be used to find a life partner, is what I'm saying. You know? And I know we got into the business discussion, but I was just tying it all back into like what I'm saying about college though. So let's just jump back into it. But in my personal experience, I don't think college is for street fashion or classical fashion. Those are not really my type of fashion, honestly. Because street fashion to me is kind of hit or miss, and the classical fashion is just not for me. Oh, you're managing one. That makes more sense. Okay. That's fair. At least there's context now, so that makes a lot more sense in terms of your business. Huh, Anna, dating in college is disappointing. Anna, I'm going to tell you this right now. I actually agree. I think dating in college was disappointing. Sort of. And I say sort of because, like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I think dating in college was fine, but it was kind of a hectic pain in the butt for me though, because like for me it was not easy dating in college because I was trying to balance my career paths while focusing on my partner. I will leave things and become self-made like you soon. If you want to be self-made, I'll tell you this. There's a difference. What without family support or help? No, you're fine, Addy. If you can get support and help, by all means get that support and help, because that will go a long way. Even if it's family, even if it's family business, you don't need to do everything by yourself. Because I just said it earlier, not everybody's self-made. You will need help to some extent, you know. So you're lucky to where like you're in a position that most people wish they would be in, you know. Your father, you know, he manages a hen farm, you know, and he basically nets a pretty good amount of money per month. That's more than a lot of people will get nowadays, if I'm being completely transparent here, because of how expensive things are nowadays, you know. But follow your own path though if you want to, or stick with your family's, you know, generational farm whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong. You just need to find something that works out for you, you know. But I will start dating again. Well, I'm already dating, but I can't find the right partner though. But if anybody wants to give me a chance, or they know somebody that's looking for somebody as well, by all means reach out to me, I guess, because I give everybody a fair chance. That's just the way I am. Like, I don't care if you're rich, poor, or if you live in another country or something. Like, I'm just looking for the right partner, you know? So, like, I don't want to set my standards high, because that's not the type of person I am. It's better to know the person first before you start setting up your own standards. Because nowadays, everybody has an unrealistic set of standards. So I don't really care who you are or where you come from. I just need somebody that has the missing puzzle piece that I need. But hey, to each their own though. And I'm just speaking from, you know, what is the right partner? That's the thing. There is no such thing as a perfect partner. But really, I'm just looking for somebody I can talk to though. Because my life is kind of lonely. My life is very lonely, as a matter of fact. Like, I was never a lazy person. Come to India someday then. India is definitely on my list to go to, actually. I will go to India someday. But I had to go with somebody that knows the area very well, though. Like, I have to go with a native that lives in that area if I go to India. Because, like, I don't want to just go there by myself in India, because then I'll get either mugged or I get robbed, you know, or something of the sort. So I really would like to go to another country with somebody that lives in that area, if I ever do go to another country, that is. But in terms of the right partner, though, really, all I'm looking for is somebody that I can talk to, and somebody that has something in interest with me. You don't have to like spiders at all. If you like anime, that's more than plenty. Because when you're dating, everybody's problems and situations will come to light. So, what I mean by that is, if you're a person that's mentally struggling with something, or if you're a person that is constantly struggling in debt because you owe things, and you start dating somebody, those problems will come into light. Like, those problems will come to you. And sometimes your partner can help you out with your situations or your own personal problems. But most of the times, it will become a very toxic relationship. And as an adult, as someone who's 24 years old and has dating experience that's been through it all, like, you really have to find a way to solve your own problems or deal with a lot of these problems by yourself until you're ready to date, you know? So that's really like something I always tell the younger generation nowadays. So really, you have to figure out your own problems. Luckily for me, I'm at a point now to where I figured out a lot of my own personal issues, to where I'm more open now to opening myself up than how I was back then on the channel. So that's the reason why I'm looking to start to date again, and I'm hoping to find a partner. Visit France. I'm from France. You speak French? Vous parlez donc français? La français est la langue de l'amour. I don't speak French well, but I have studied French though. You're from France. Oh man, I miss studying French, by the way. I used to speak pretty good French actually, but I don't know. I don't mind dating somebody in French or somebody in India. I give everybody a fair shake or a fair chance. But I don't want to, like, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to say it's like going to be like a language barrier issue. It's more so, wait, it's a complete. Oh, see, oh man, you make me want to study French again. So, Anna, I actually have a very interesting story. So I actually had a Spanish teacher that was from Canada. She's from she's French Canadian. She spoke both Spanish and French and English, but I only had her for a Spanish class. But I didn't want to learn Spanish, so I had her teach me French. But my French isn't as good as it used to be, if I'm being honest. But I can definitely learn French again pretty quickly, actually. French is actually a pretty easy language to learn if you naturally speak English. I would definitely love to study French again, though. Because I love French. Like I stated, French was one of the 5 languages I studied. I studied English, Japanese, not Spanish, but French, Portuguese, and then Hmong. So like French was one of my 5 languages that I was studying. That was back in my college years, but definitely would like to study French again though. But it's really nice speaking to everybody here though, especially how everybody's from a different country, different lifestyles, you know. Boy is flattering Anna. Suppose if Anna is a boy, all hard work wasted. Nah, I treat everybody the same, Adi. You know, I don't care if you're a man or woman. Like, I treat everybody equally. Nobody here is treated differently, by the way. So, like, whether you're rich, you're poor, short, tall, you know, whether you go by he, they, them, she, her, whatever, everybody here is treated equally. I don't really treat anybody differently, Adi. That's just the way I am, though. It's really because everybody's different, you know, and I like to go in open-minded. But really, though, when you say France, it just brought back some old memories of mine, that's all. Missed those days, actually, when I was actually studying those languages. Or speaking those languages. It's not hard learning a new language at all. Learning a new language is not hard, depending on if you love it or not. Like, I wanted to learn Latin one time, but I was like, it's too much. Because I was already stuck with, like, all these other languages. And not to mention, my tongue is very... You may have noticed when I speak that my English is good, but sometimes my English gets a bit twisted. And it's really just because of my multilingual tongue. My name is Anna, I'm a girl. That's funny. Well... Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Like I stated, girl, guy, they, them, everybody's treated equally. Nobody here is discriminated. Like, that's just the way I am, though. So, like, minasan, yokoso. Basically, welcome everybody in Japanese. Hey, 僕の名前は Kumo Sensei です。よろしくお願いします。Mi nome... how should I say this again? Hola, ¿cómo va? Mi nombre es Kumo Sensei. Quiero agradecer a todos en Brasil por asistir. Nada pasó, ya sabes cómo me sentí. So, yeah. 你好，兄弟，是的，古美有 Kumo Sensei。佢就係我做到呢上到會多晒股啲佢做 live stream。Yep. Like, I know more than one language, baby. Study those languages. Anna, if you're a girl, I will learn French with you. Adi is so funny. He's pulling up that Riz. Little does he know, he's still a young lad who's still growing up in this world. No, but for real though, maybe I will study French again, actually, if... I don't know, there has to be a reason for me to study French. Because I don't think French will be that hard to relearn. Because I already know a little bit of the basics. Because I did study basic French. But someday, though. someday. Adi's like, I'm kidding, bro. Nah, that's fine. Like, but like I stated though, even though I am single, I am still trying to find my partner though. But I'm not super picky as I used to be because I've really mellowed out. Like I'm just looking for someone I can just be comfortable with. But my life is just like not so great in terms of finding the right partner. I've been on a lot of dates recently. And my last relationship I was in only lasted about a month because, you know, I was too nice, quote unquote, according to her. Like, I guess nice guys finish last, they say. I want to say nice guys finish last. It was more so of good guys finish last, which was kind of disappointing. But then again, I'm not giving up until I find the right one. I don't know exactly how long it'll take, but I'll find them though. I just need to find someone who's willing to accept me for who I am. Not because of like YouTube or because of the things I do, you know? Because in reality, like I don't know how to explain it. I'm just me, quote unquote. Like, I'm just a broke guy just trying to get by, trying to find his place in this world, like everybody else. Still trying to find that place? Too nice, wow. Yeah, Anna, that's essentially what happened, essentially. So, we dated for a month, but the reason why it didn't last was because, one, she was more comfortable if we were just being close as friends, and two, she said I was too nice. Like, she said I was way too nice to where people think, basically to her, since I was too nice to her, it seems like a weakness, like people might take advantage of me because of like my kindness. So she was like, I think we're just better off as friends. So now we're just in this awkward situation because we are co-workers, we work together, but it's very awkward, put it that way. So when we see each other at work, we're just kind of like, this is kind of weird. But even then though, it's another reason was that she wasn't ready to date yet, put it that way. She wasn't ready for a committed relationship, which I didn't blame her. So that's the reason why that relationship only lasted a month. Like, I don't force myself onto others. It was basically her decision, and I will respect that, actually. I'm not one of those guys that are, like, clingy. Like, to where, like, I make all the choices. I'm not that type of guy. Nor am I the type of guy that will say, it's all the woman's fault. That's not true at all. I'm not that type of guy either. Even with all of my exes, I will always stand by this, and I'll say the same thing. It goes both ways, you know? It's not always just one person's fault. Unless you got cheated on like I did. That one, that's another story. But essentially, though, what I'm saying is that it's not a good idea if you just blame your significant other or your partner at the time for everything going wrong. Usually, it goes both ways. And this is just me being realistic here, because nowadays it seems like when things don't go right in a relationship, everybody tries to everybody puts the blame on the other person, which just isn't right to me. Bro, she have taken your advantage and you're still taking her side. Not good. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're getting it twisted. I don't see. That's the thing that people don't understand about me. I'm not a cuck, quote unquote. Nor am I a person that lets my significant other take advantage. I'm actually the type of person that likes to talk things out. But she was the type that likes to put distance over things to solve things out, you know? So we had different approaches on how to deal with situations. And basically, like, I'm the type of guy that likes to talk things out, to basically talk out a situation to solve our issues. But she was the type of person that will put distance over issues. You know, like, I don't want to say she was running away from her problems, but she just wanted to stay away from her problems. Which, that's not the way I approached it, and that's when I knew that our relationship wasn't going to work. I'm 24 years old, by the way. Okay, just for clarification. But I want people to understand that though. I'm not a pushover. That's the thing. I am not a pushover at all. It was just the fact that she wasn't ready for a relationship and things like that. Just you are good is your problem in dating. Yeah, I can see that. That's fair. That's fair, I guess. Just you are good is your problem in dating. You gotta be more specific than that though. I'm kind of confused about that. But dating is completely different as an adult compared to when you're younger though. When you're younger, it's more like I love you, you love me sort of thing. But now as an adult, the way I approach dating is that I'm looking for a life partner, you know? I'm not looking for the experience anymore. That's what age and timing and dating does to you. It really changes your perspective on how you look at a partner. No way, bro. We are near the same age. It seems like you live so much more. I've been through a lot. That's the thing. Like the reason why I have a lot of experience is because I went outside. Like I've done the most of what I had of my life, you know. You have to give them some thrill, surprise, unexpected behavior. Otherwise, they will take you for granted, get bored. Adi, this is something I actually would have agreed with if I was still 16 to 20 years old. I actually disagree with this now. And I don't disagree with everything you said here, but here's some things I don't agree with. They will take you for granted, get bored. Here's the thing. As an adult now, or as somebody who's 24 years old, I'm looking for a life partner. Basically, once you get married to a life partner, you're going to be with them basically almost every day for the rest of your life. So this part here where it says they'll take you for granted or get bored, this is something you have to understand. When you're marrying somebody, they say that marrying your partner is essentially you're basically getting married to your best friend. And I actually agree with that. Like, you have to remind yourself why you love them in the first place. Because when you're dating, the first few months is like the best parts because you're still getting to know a person. You're learning more about them. You're surprising them with things you didn't know about, whether it's about yourself or them. But at some point, though, you will know basically everything about your partner. And you just need to remind yourself why you love your partner every single day. And this is my approach to love and why, like, it's different than most people. Like, I don't take people for granted. Like, I really don't. I don't do arranged marriage. That's not for me personally. And I see where you're coming from, Adi, but you're getting it twisted though. You're looking at this perspective as if like the woman in the relationship is taking advantage of me. That's not how it is. Adi, the way I'm trying to explain this is that there are things on her side and things on my side that just didn't click. That's basically what I'm saying. It's not a situation where somebody's taking advantage of the other. So like you're taking this the wrong way. And that's going to make it this is the thing you need to understand about relationships. Not everything will go hand in hand with your partner. Basically what I'm saying is this. Sometimes you will have things that your partner doesn't or does like, and you just kind of need to learn to live with that. Because I will say this the day I die. There is no such thing as a perfect partner or the right partner. The right partner is the partner that will make you want to improve yourself. Not change yourself, but improve yourself. So like the way I I understand where you're coming from now, Adi, but it's not that way though, I promise. So you're not wrong necessarily. It's just that you're just looking at this from a different perspective. But I'm not being taken advantage of. It's just the fact that we have things that just didn't click with each other. And I've said this before on my I'm still single live stream. Here's the thing, and I'll say this again. Anna, Kate, Adi, and whoever's watching this, here's my biggest take on dating. Life is not like a box of chocolates. People say that you never know what you're going to get or whatnot from the movie Forrest Gump. That is not what I live by. Here's how I live by in dating. Life is like a puzzle. It is legit like a puzzle. You are trying to build a puzzle, which is you. You have pieces that somebody else needs or has or wants. And every time you date a person, you will exchange puzzle pieces with you and that person. And it's your job and their job to fill out those puzzle pieces that are missing or the puzzle pieces that you need. But what really matters most is if they have the puzzle pieces you need. Your puzzle will never be completed, and you have to accept that. Basically, what I'm saying is that the person you're dating will not be perfect. They will not have everything, and so will you. But you need to be content on the things that you need in a partner, not just the things you want. And that's the way I view dating. It is a game of exchanging puzzle pieces. And by saying this, I'm hoping that, like, to my future wife or my future girlfriend or whatever, no, future wife, because I'm looking for marriage now, I guess, for future marriage, that is, not now, but in the future. So to my future wife, I want them to understand that, like, I'm not, like, it's not that, like, you have to understand, life is a puzzle. Everybody will have different puzzle pieces. Some people will have puzzles you'll need, and some people will have the puzzle pieces you don't need or want. And the partner that you'll choose will have a mix of everything. Pieces you like, pieces you hate, pieces you want, and pieces you need, and pieces you don't need. It's just really up to you to accept those pieces. Nobody is perfect, and I'm willing to accept that. I have a very realistic, like, my perspective on dating. Yes, there is some lovely moments and things like that, but the reason why I love so much to where, like, it seems like a weakness and kindness is because you have to choose that person every day while you love them. Like, if I chose you, I'm going to choose to love you every single day. Sometimes it can be viewed as clingy, but it's not. Don't mistake somebody's caring nature for clinginess. Because if you think that somebody's like if you mistake my caring nature for being clingy, you're basically going to lose something important that you didn't recognize you needed, you know? And it's very sad because, like, some people recognize this too late, that sometimes the person they needed was just a person that was there all along, but, you know, they messed up. Now they moved on, you know? And sometimes that's okay. Other times it kind of hurts. I've been on both sides, trust me. A really interesting perspective. It is an interesting perspective, but that's the way I've always viewed dating. It's because when people start dating, people have these unrealistic expectations. Like, I want this guy or this girl that's pretty or hot. I want them to know how to cook. By the way, I do know how to cook. Or, like, they want to date somebody who's wealthy. But in reality, the partners everybody wants and the partners everybody will end up with will be completely different from what they had in mind. And this is a guy who has witnessed, like, family members dating people that ended up, like, I didn't expect that to happen, you know? And not just family members, but friends and everybody that was close to me. You will not know who your partner will be in life until that day comes. So this is why I don't really set super high standards or, like, say I want a girl that is super tall, super hot. You know, I don't know. No, that's not me. You just don't know who your partner is. That's why I give everybody a chance, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I don't care if you're poor, rich, skinny, fat, tall or short. Because, like, you really won't know until you give them a shot. Sometimes you will be surprised at the things that you didn't expect that you wanted or needed from a person that they had that you didn't know you wanted or whatnot. Yes, my parents are still alive, but I'm speaking from my experience though, because like everybody will everybody will recognize this at some point. This is why this is basically the reason why I haven't found my partner yet, is because as I'm dating people, as we go on a date, whether it's to a simple family restaurant, a classic restaurant, or just going out to hang out somewhere, I'm looking for a partner that has the pieces that I need, or not just want, but need. Some of those pieces I need is somebody that can just talk to me, Yes, John. Oh yeah. It's very difficult. Muzukashi desu yo ne. It's just very difficult. And sometimes I cry to myself because I'm like, I can't find that partner. But I can't give up either. Like, there are times I really just want to give up on dating. But if I stop now, then I'm just gonna be doing nothing, So so that's why I'm still dating. The last date I went on, it was okay, but she was looking for a different type of partner than what I was looking for, Like, the partner I'm looking for is just somebody that will talk to me when I get home, so I won't be lonely from work, Or somebody I can just watch anime with. You don't have to be a good cook. I'll cook for you, as a matter of fact, to my future wife, that is. I'll cook some fried rice or something. I don't know. Like, you don't need to be the perfect housewife. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you're a gacha game addict. I don't know what type of games you like, what anime you like, things like that. I don't know who you are. I just know that if you had that missing piece that I need, you definitely have a shot. That's the reason why I'm still single. Is because I'm not super picky about the person I'm choosing. I'm just looking for somebody that can make me feel some type of way. And trust me, easier said than done. I'll tell you this. If you're perfect to me, I don't really want to date you in a way. I do not believe in a perfect... this is one of my biggest turnoffs, by the way. It's the fact that people think if you're perfect to me, I don't really like you. I like you a little bit less. Because the way I view life is this. Nobody is perfect. If you're trying to be perfect all the time, to me, it seems like you're trying to hide something from me. So if I see this really hot supermodel girl and she wants everybody to validate that she's hot, I'm like, yeah, she's okay. That's fine, I guess. I'm not really into that, I really just love somebody who's simple. No, I take that back. Not simple, but somebody who's willing to show their flaws. But that's just the way I am, though, everybody. I don't look for a perfect partner. They don't exist. You never will find a perfect partner. I'm just looking for the right partner for me. That's why I'm still dating, though. But if anybody wants to give me a shot, hit me up on the email or something, man. Yeah, that happens. That happens, Adi. You just kind of had to grow up and move on and find somebody else. I was in that position before. Trust me, I know how it feels. But I'm a pretty good cook, though. Probably cook some things for you guys someday on stream. Maybe buy a small little grill and point the webcam down, and then I could teach you how to cook some delicacies with sandwiches or something. Yeah, it's pretty... I don't know how to say, but either way, though, I'm super excited for my future wife, whoever she'll be, or my future girlfriend. I don't care, where you're from, or where she's from, if she's rich or poor. I don't even care if she comes from dirt. I really don't care. I'm just super excited to find my partner out there though. And trust me, once I do, I'm gonna love that partner every day. It feels like someone shot me. I know that feeling, man. I know that feeling, Adi. But you have to understand though, dating. Here's the thing: when you're first dating a partner, the first few months is actually the easiest part of dating, because that's when everything is still new, is still fresh, and you're still learning about your partner. You're still trying to learn more about them. But at some point, you will learn basically almost everything about your partner, and then you'll basically start learning about their flaws and things that might question your relationship. But it's up to you to choose your partner. And the thing about me is this: I always remind myself the first day of why I chose my partner. And every time I do, my heart jumps 1,000 paces. Like, it's pretty surprising. I still do remember all of my anniversary days for my exes. I'm sure a lot of girls want to talk to you, though. That is true. A lot of girls do want to talk to me. But, I don't know, man. You know how in anime, how like when the girls of the classroom see a hot guy and they immediately just kind of bow down to them? Like that, oh my gosh, it's this person, and they start fangirling out. That's kind of the That's not the type of girls I like. I like a woman that is just kind of chill to your own degree, you know. You need an eyeball. Okay, wrong term, by the way. In Japanese, eyeball partner it can be used for a relationship partner, but eyeball is more for like a partner, like teamwork partner. And John, I think the right term you're looking for is kareshi, or boyfriend / girlfriend, or wife or husband, but I don't want to use that term yet. I think it's a bit too early, right? But yeah, I'm sure a lot of girls want to talk to you though. That is kind of true, but kind of not true. It depends, because I am still dating, like not like still going on dates trying to find a partner. But I don't know. If anybody wants to give me a shot, just shout me out. Or if you know a friend or somebody who's looking for a partner around my age gap, just send me an email. Because I don't, like, I just really got to know you before I got for, you know, too fangirling. I wouldn't say too fangirling, but fangirling to some extent. You have to remember, I'm basically a retired stage actor. Everybody around me is good looking, quote unquote. But yeah, though, I don't set expectations though. So like, I know that some women are self-conscious of like their weight or how they look, but I don't care. Just reach out to me. I'll give you a shot. I promise you. Like, even the dates I went on recently, like sometimes the woman may be shy, or they might be self-conscious about their body weight because they're overweight or underweight or something. But I give everybody a fair shot though. Are you desperate for a girlfriend? No, I'm not. I'm not desperate because, like, here's the thing. I am looking for a girlfriend, but don't get it twisted. I'm not desperate. So yeah. So hop off my. Let me tell you this. I am not desperate for a girlfriend or for a wife, but I'm at an age to where I'm considering looking for a partner with the hopes of future marriage. I am taking my time, and yes, I've been on a few days using Tinder and meeting people locally here where I live here in the United States, but I haven't found the partner yet. I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit frustrating, but I'm not giving up just yet. And I'm basically just talking with everybody right now about my dating life currently. So it's not really me trying to thirst trap people into like saying I'm the guy that every lady wants. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just speaking about my current dating expectations as of now. So don't get it twisted. I don't want people to think I'm desperate because, I'm sorry. I think when you're desperate, it doesn't give you a good look. I think people will come at the right time, if you understand what I'm saying. But though you changed, I became a guy who wants a life where I do fan type and similar type of thing happened with me, but I turned playboy. Well, if you turn playboy, that's on you. Everybody goes through that phase. You're still young to be in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. Don't get it twisted. I'm just still looking. I'm not currently going on any more dates for now. I'm gonna give February off because it is Valentine's Day this month. So I don't want to be going out on a date and then people mistaking me as like an official couple. So I'm not gonna be dating this month, but I will be, I guess, asking around, talking to people, I guess, until I find my partner. But I'm super excited though for like my future partner though. I don't know what we'll do together. Who knows? Maybe talk about anime or something. I am just a guy. But like I stated though, the reason why I'm discussing about this is because like I just want people to be transparent about what I'm doing with my life. No, I'll not talk about everything on the date. Any actress crush? Maybe 2 actually. No, don't really have an actress crush. If there's one thing I've learned is that as an actor, never date another actor. I'm just speaking from my experience. I think that's the reason why I don't have any actresses crush no more. Because, believe it or not, one of my exes, the one that cheated on me, was actually a fellow stage actor or actress. Yeah, a fellow actor that I was dating as an actor cheated on me. And it was very, it hurt, put it that way. I'll tell you this though, if there's one thing I've learned about actors in the acting industry is that usually they don't last. So, speaking from experience, I don't plan on dating another fellow actor or fellow, I don't plan on dating another stage actor, quote unquote. Like, if I'm dating another voice actor or something, maybe that's fine. But dating as an actor, I don't think it'll work. Not anymore. Because one thing I feel like it matters to date truly because you want to build something with someone you care about and not only to avoid the loneliness of dating life. Oh man, Anna, now you're speaking my language. This is exactly the thing I'm looking for in a partner. I'm building a future, believe it or not. Like, literally. Loneliness is one thing, but that's only a small fraction of it. Literally. Building a future is the thing that matters the most. You have to be honest. Like, I gotta be honest with myself here. Like, I'm lonely, but not in like the lonely as in like I have nobody. Like, I still have my coworkers, my colleagues, and the people around me. So don't get it twisted like that. My loneliness is lovely loneliness, like a partner loneliness. If you understand what I'm saying. Because I'm speaking from like a partner relationship perspective, not as in like a withdrawal loner type of loneliness. If you get what I'm saying. But definitely am trying to build a future though. The future I see with my partner is very, it's not about, okay, I've said this before and I'll say this again. I even made a video like talking about it. It's not about how big the house is, but how happy the home is. Like, I don't see myself living in a big house, being rich or anything like that. I just see myself being happy in a home with a partner that I enjoy. You know? How much do you make in a month combined with all income net profit? I can't discuss about that. I'll tell you this, very little, because I live in the United States. Here in the United States, everything is more expensive than it should be because of inflation. Have you ever had any bad experiences with a girl? A lot. Look, I've said this before and I'll say this again. I have been stabbed by a woman. I have been left by a woman for another guy. I have been cheated on by somebody else. I've been dumped because of my financial situation, because I was poor. And then I've been obsessed over to where I actually proposed to this woman that was basically obsessed with me, but she didn't want to marry me. Not to mention, this woman and I knew each other for over 11 years at that point. So we were like super, super close. She didn't want to marry me. It was very sad. And then what ended up happening was that for some reason, she didn't want to marry me, but she tried to set me up to get her pregnant with my kid. She wanted to have my baby, but she didn't want to marry me. And I felt so betrayed. Like, you've been stabbed. Yes, I've been stabbed. The first woman I ever fell in love with actually tried to... I don't want to say she tried to kill me, but she did stab me. We talked about this on stream before already. You were stabbed? What the... That's crazy. Yep, I've been stabbed. I still do have some of the cuts and stuff on my hand too, which is crazy. Why she want your baby then? Here's the thing. I've said this before. Well, I never said this before, but if there is one thing that will stop me from finding a partner, is if I ever end up having a kid. If I end up having a child, whether it's by accident or not, I don't care. My priorities change because I hate seeing abandoned children. I will not abandon my kid no matter what. I feel like if let's say I made a mistake and I accidentally got a woman pregnant and she had a kid. If she does not want that kid, I'm taking that kid no matter what. Because it's my kid. I will throw away my future for my kids. One generation will sacrifice their generation so the next generation will thrive. To me, it's not fair for that child then, you know? And the reason why she wanted my baby was because she wanted... This woman is not crazy. She is kind of crazy. She wanted me, but she didn't want me as a partner. So so basically what ended up happening was that I wanted to move on because she basically turned me down. I proposed with a ring. I'm not even kidding. She turned me down and I was like, and this was like a couple to a few months later. I kind of got over it sort of, and I was ready to open a new door, basically find somebody else, I guess, and move on. So she tried to set me up. I'm not going into detail, but she tried to set me up to where I basically was going to end up getting her pregnant. So that way I had nowhere else to run. And she knows me very well too, by the way. This is a woman that knew me since childhood, essentially. So basically, she tried to put it to... I do not have that ring anymore, sadly. I told the story on my last few streams ago. What ended up happening with that ring was that I actually refunded that ring back to the jeweler that I bought it from. But essentially, though, she tried to get me to get her pregnant, so that way, since I basically created this child now, I have nowhere else to run. Basically, locking me with her, despite that she never wants to marry me. And that was her way of obsessing over me. And it was just, I felt so betrayed, honestly. I do not do live daily, but I will be live streaming again on Saturday, though. So, Adi, if you gotta go, good night. Saturday. Remember that. It must have been very painful to go through that. It hurt. It hurt so bad. Like, imagine this perspective. Imagine you had a friend that you knew for over 11 years. You grew up together. Well, you knew each other. You have a lot in common with each other. You were like this. Two people this close to each other. And you both literally just went through a breakup. And you're both are very close like this. Like, I tried to love her. I loved her a lot. Who am I kidding? But it was the fact that she just didn't want me. But she wanted me. She want this. I don't know how to explain it. She only wanted a portion of what I am, but she didn't want me entirely. Hold up. Give me a second. Let me mute my mic here. Hold up. But anyhow, though, back to what I'm saying, though. I felt betrayed, essentially. And she will not let me go. I truly mean that in the craziest sense. She will not let me go. I tried so hard. I even proposed. I'll never forget too. It was a silver plated engagement ring. I believe it was 2 to 4 quart diamond. It was around $2,000, a little bit over $2,000. But it was all I could afford at the time. I'll never forget that ring because like it sticks to my head too. I even remember the day I proposed. That hurt so bad. Oh my god. To any guy that wants to suffer excruciating pain, go through the motions of getting turned down through a proposal. That crap will change your life forever. Change minds. It was just so unfair to me, honestly. How do you want me to have your kid, but not want me, like, as your partner? But yet you don't want me with any other woman. You want me to yourself. You don't want to marry me. You want me to have your kid, and you want me to be stuck with you for the rest of your life without getting married? Like, come on, dude. It makes no sense. How long were you guys together? Okay, in this case, like I stated, it's kind of confusing, but we were very, very close to where, essentially, if we came out and said we were dating, everybody would have believed it. We were that close. As a matter of fact, we used to call each other siblings. That's how close we were. Like we were too close to where we were. Okay, let's just put it this way: we were platonic, very close, but not in a sexual manner. So don't take it out of context. But when it came time, it was like, no. She was like, she just wouldn't commit. So I moved on. It hurt too. I did cry. I'm not even gonna lie. Who doesn't cry getting turned down in a proposal? Boy, I cried so hard, it was crazy. And I'll never forget too, she was like, it's alright. She was trying to tell me like, it's alright, you know, and things like that, trying to cheer me up. I was like, just give me some silence. You literally just turned me down. Why are you, like, please? And I'll never forget, I told her about a month and a half later that I think it's best we just stay as friends, but I'm moving on. And And I'll never forget, she literally, if you don't cry, you have no soul. Thank you. That is so true. John, that is so true, man. That's exactly what it was. I cried. And I'll never forget, when I told her I was moving on, and I told her this, I'm sorry. I need to find my partner. We can still be friends. We can still talk, hang out. But as for what this is, we're done. And I remember as I'm walking out, she literally tackles me from behind. And my forehead legit hits the floor. And I get dazed. And then she gets on top of me. And she literally tries to choke me out. But she's kind of short. She's not that strong. But she was trying to choke me out. But my head was just spinning. Because my forehead legit hit the ground. And she was telling me how like no other woman will love me like how she does. I'm like, what do you mean? I literally proposed to you. You said no. We even tried to I even tried to make us become a thing. It just didn't work. Just understand that. And she was like, I will not let you leave. I will not, like, it was some crazy yandere stuff, dude. It was, I just couldn't believe it. Like, don't get me wrong, I've dealt with this before. Well, like the obsession and stuff like that. But this was on a whole nother level. This is somebody that knows me in and out, not just some creepy parasocial person. Like, it's just crazy. But eventually, though, we had to split ways. Let's put it that way. I do not want to see her again. And it's not because I hate her. It's just because I know that if we see each other again, there's going to be a lot of things going wrong, you know? That's cruel. It's cruel, but at this point, like, we were at a point where, like, we just couldn't be together no more. Not even as friends, because it was too toxic. Like, one thing's for sure, I hope she found a partner, because, like, if she's still single and if she saw me again, I promise y'all she's not going to let go. Everybody always tells me that, like, they want a partner that is very yandere, very clingy, very obsessive. But I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily if you're clingy. I think being clingy is fine. The problem becomes when, like, you don't want to commit, but you want to obsess over somebody. Hold up, give me a second, everybody. I'm back. Okay. Well, that's the reason why I'm still single, though. So I want people to understand that, like, if you're wondering what I've been through in terms of dating, I've legit been through it all at this point. So, like, if a relationship doesn't really work out, I still feel hurt, but I don't cry or go crazy. Because, like, it's just really bizarre at this point how I'm like, I don't want to say I'm numb to this feeling, but I'm expecting this feeling. And it's very sad, but the only thing I can tell people is just to keep moving forward until you find that person. So that's currently what I'm doing. Just moving forward. And I think my father is going to shut down the power. I hope he doesn't, but if the power knocks out, just expect that to happen. But really though, still looking for a partner. I don't know what to expect. If you know somebody, feel free to reach out. I have my email. It's open. You know, I give everybody a chance. And just to clarify, I'm not desperate, nor am I going to set expectations. Because let's be honest, I feel like people who do that are just kind of crazy. I just go in open-minded at this point. But I guess I'll call this a live stream for today, everybody. But as always, yeah, now you know a little bit of something about me that I've already told before. But I will be live streaming again on Saturday, so stick around for that. Or I may do some random late night live streams, maybe once a night, you don't know. But as always, everyone, Do you do long distance relationships? Oh, whoa. Now, why is everybody asking questions now? Yes, I do have an IG. It is linked on my channel if you want to check it out. I really just post my spider work on there though. Do you do long distance relationships? I don't mind doing long distance relationships, but I have done it in the past. But the thing you need to understand about long distance relationships is that communication will be the most important factor in terms of long distance relationships, because you're not seeing each other in person. So you have to, I don't want to say you need to talk 24/7, but you need some sort of communication if you want to commit to a long distance relationship. It will be difficult, but it can work. But as always, everybody, see you. I'll probably live stream tonight or again on Saturday. But as always, thanks for watching. And yeah, if you know somebody, reach out. Still single, not desperate. And wow, why is everyone... Okay, hold up. Have you watched 100 Girlfriends anime? Yes, I have seen some of it. I'm not caught up, but I have started watching some of it. But yeah, that's really about it, everybody. See you.